What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast for Boss Rush Games. I am currently a Night City resident. My name is LeRon Dawkins, and pressing square with me tonight is, she's back, Nellie Lott, the Typo Queen. And yes, and hey, like one of our wayward lambs has returned.
Prodigal son. Some call me the greatest. Some call me just a man.
You know what? Given that Austin's not here tonight, let's just go ahead and say the land party is ours in the house.
Some call me a god. You know, I accept what it is.
Welcome back, Logan.
I really missed you guys.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. How's things been? I know you've been getting a whole bunch of stuff going on, land party and Boss Rush Entertainment now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff, and we got a sports show now in the works. There's a lot going on. It's gonna be kind of cool. We got our anime show is finally coming to Boss Rush.
Awesome.
About that on Monday's episode of Land Party.
Awesome.
I hear about that, and wrapping up season 2 of Trash Talk, and then like I said, I got a brand new sports show coming in March. That'll be pretty cool.
Okay, cool. And just in case you guys are wondering, we gave Austin the night off. I mean, we've been running him raggedy like an old dog. So yeah. So, the Game Awards wrapped last week, and there are some big wins and phenomenal games announcements for Sony and PlayStation. It's also looking like Cyberpunk 2077 may be infamous in the gaming codex, as game bugs and issues with the last generation consoles have gamers freaking the hell out. We're gonna talk about it all and then some. But let's get this whole thing rolling. All right, this is episode 16 of Crossroads, the PlayStation podcast of Boss Rush Games. Each week we come together to bring you the latest in news, rumors, games, and discussions in the world of PlayStation. Crossroads is here live on twitch.tv/Exodus803, Tuesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are glad for every single one of you out there that can join us and be a part of our conversation. If you're unable to join us live, be sure to head over to youtube.com/BossRushGames or any of your favorite podcast services every Thursday to listen to the show. Remember to like, share, rate, subscribe, and review us wherever you check out our show. It helps us out immensely with our discoverability. Like we love it when you just come and tune in and check us out and everything. I mean, some people like it a little bit more than others, but we love it when you come check us out. Also, make sure to check out our family of podcast shows. They're also available on BossRushGames.com. Before we jump into tonight's news and events, here are some PlayStation blurbs the Crossroads crew thought you might be interested in. All right, starting off with, Crossroads has been like the Cyberpunk CD Projekt Red. I mean, they need to start plugging us and giving us sponsorship or something like that, man, because hey, I'm here for. I mean, I'll whore myself out for some CD Projekt Red, like goodness. But yeah, anyway.
Yes.
Alright, starting off, CD Projekt Red apologizes for the lack of focus on Cyberpunk 2077 on the base PS4 and Xbox One consoles, and is making refunds widely available. Alright, via social media, Cyberpunk's 2077 developer CD Projekt Red has issued an official apology to the community regarding the performance issues of the base PS4 and Xbox One versions of the current game. Quoting, "We would like to start by apologizing to you for not showing the game on the base last-gen consoles before it premiered, and in consequence, not allowing you to make a more informed decision about your purchase. We should have paid more attention to making it play better on PS4 and Xbox One. Cyberpunk 2077 customers who have had less than a satisfactory experience with their game can now request a refund for their digital and physical purchases, depending on where they. I say depending on, but basically wherever you bought your game at. If you're not liking the experience, you can request a refund, and if the original vendor won't give you the refund, CD Projekt Red has offered a place for you to be able to reach out to them and request a refund. Okay, now normally we just kind of breeze past these blurbs, but real quickly, I just want to say a couple of things, and you guys are welcome to chat about this as well. Um, okay, as a PC gamer, and I'm kind of a charlatan because like I was a console gamer for the longest time, and then I became a PC gamer, and now I'm kind of back into the console gaming thing.
Yep.
But before I knew what Cyberpunk 2077 was, I always had a feeling that a company like CD Projekt Red always developed games for PC. So when after playing The Witcher, which honestly was the first CD Projekt Red game I actually ever played, after playing The Witcher 3 and stuff like that. What was that, Logan?
No, I burped.
Oh, okay.
Here's one.
I thought I was being shaded for a second.
No. I had a meatloaf before this. It had
You didn't share?
Okay. I'm sorry. I get a little defensive sometimes.
My apologies.
And on social media, people think I'm just being freaking the cyberpunk whore anyway, because like I've been vocal about some things, as far as like how people are negatively impacting the game. Honestly, I don't care if you're negatively impacting the game, but I need it to be fair. This is kind of the reason why I beef with Jason Schreier these days. But
Oh, no.
He's beefing.
yeah. But ultimately, like, see, I know CD Projekt Red has a tendency to develop for PC. So when I heard that the game was being announced, I immediately knew, like, buy the game on PC. You're going to get the best experience there. Now that's not saying that they're just going to like throw the console versions by the wayside. But let's be honest with you. A lot of times, and we see this, like people go where they know they're going to get their bread buttered at. If that makes sense.
Well, and I think this was a weird game because it came right at the cross of previous gen to next gen, and especially with how hard it's been to get a console. I still haven't been able to get my hands on a PS5.
Yeah,
I had one pre-ordered. Walmart refunded it. All right, screw you, Walmart. But I've been playing it on my PS4, and yes, it's buggier than heck. But I mean, they should have been more upfront about it. But also, we as fans should not have demanded this game to come out as soon as it did. This game clearly needs another 3 or 4 months in development, if not even another 6 months. This game should have gotten delayed again.
Okay, and that's fair. As a matter of fact, as much as it would have hurt my heart, like if it gotten delayed and stuff, you know what? I don't want to insult the game, the gamer community and stuff like that. But I'm a common sense gamer. One thing I've always said, and I've said this for years. I've said this back in the PS2 days. Like I'd rather they delay a game, than bring it out as a mess. And especially back in PS2 days, there was no such thing as patching a game after the game came out. You just had to spend $60 more and buy the updated version of the game.
But like, think about this too. This game was originally slated when there wasn't a next gen console. So if the versions that we got were what like I'm currently playing on PS4, if that ended up being the version that we got at launch, this game would have been dead on arrival.
That's true.
Have been a comeback.
That's true.
The beautiful thing is that we are so close to it. Like. The easy way that CD Projekt Red can make this better, since they've already made their money back through pre-orders and everything like that, is give people who purchased a copy digitally the upgraded version of PS5 or to Xbox Series X. Give them the enhanced version.
You know what? That's a wonderful idea, actually. I'll be honest with you. Like they're not going to lose money from this because the Game of the Year editions are going to come out, which means they're going to retread at either $40 or $50 for the Game of the Year editions. It's going to be the most complete versions or whatever and stuff like that. And CD Projekt Red, like I said, they were in a bad spot because, like, we're in the crossover of a new console. And from what I've been hearing, like, the PS4 and Xbox One versions are playing nice on the Series X. They are, because they have the added benefit of the newer hardware, the hardware that can keep up.
Right.
Let's be serious here. Like you guys playing on PS4s and Xbox Ones and stuff, you're playing on 7-year-old outdated hardware and stuff like that. And real talk here, as a PC guy, like when the Xbox One and the PS4 came out, they were still like 1.5 generations behind the latest PC tech. And the other thing, and I said this on the Boss Rush podcast over the weekend. Another thing I said, you know what, while I feel bad for everyone that's having a bad experience for this game on consoles, this is one of the few times where a PC game comes out nice, and it's the console editions that are getting the bad port because 99% of the time the console game comes out, they port it to the PC and there's problems. Like Devil May Cry 5 had problems on the PC. And
really, I didn't know that.
It had problems on the it had
some really bad glitches in it.
It had problems on the PC, and you want to know the crazy part is, like, unlike Monster Hunter, when Capcom released Monster Hunter, they released it on console first, and then released it on PC like 9 months later. They released Devil May Cry at the same time on all platforms, and the PC version had issues.
Have they ever released a patch for the PC version?
They did. The gameplay is much better now than it did, because I played it. I'm not gonna say I played it day one. I played it the first week, and there was just some things I was like, yeah, it plays nice and stuff like that. But there's just some things that like it should not be happening. Everybody's already beaten their copy on PS4 and Xbox One and stuff like that. And I'm sitting here like muddling through because there's certain things that are just nagging at me and stuff like that. But that's another thing. I am by no stretch one of those elite like PC master race people. Like I do appreciate the fact that my PC gives me the gaming experience that I want and stuff like that. I'm just gonna say like this. You guys need to be patient. Like take it from a PC guy who gets bad ports of your games. Like you guys need to be patient. Like they will fix it, or guess what? You'll get an Xbox Series X or PlayStation 5, and then you'll be happy. Or by that point the PS5 and the Xbox Series versions of those games coming out anyway. And I think, and isn't Cyberpunk getting smart delivery anyway for Xbox?
Was for Xbox.
It was
PlayStation.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah, PlayStation still hasn't figured out a smart delivery system, but that's the thing, and that's my 2 cents on that. I'm sorry, like I said, blurbs are some was just hit and move on, and stuff like that, and I just turned it into a topic. My bad.
You okay?
It's a good topic. It's a great topic.
It is, because I know we were like, oh, we just want our game. Now when we got it, some of us are like, yo, what the.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
Now you're seeing the glitches, which is why they kept delaying it probably.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's old hardware.
Yeah.
The game is being made on PC. I've seen PC gamers like have problems today.
Yeah. I've run the one bug. And you know what? And before anybody comes into my mentions talking about, oh, you must have like the hardcore PC tech, I'm running on a 10 series graphics card. I'm 2 generations behind in graphics cards right now, so I don't even.
So you never got the.
I never got a 30.
Dude, Warrior 64's been talking about how they finally restocked a new egg.
Oh really? Because I never. Well, actually, the problem is now is that I'm no longer picking up what Nvidia's putting down. Like I've learned a few things, like ray tracing murders freaking resources and stuff like that. So their card comes out. Shoot, I can't remember how much VRAM the 3080 is coming out with. But the 3080 still technically has less RAM than my 1080 Ti does.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, because let me see.
I mean, it sounds right. But,
the RTX.
I remember Linus Tech Tips talking about that in a recent video.
Yeah. The Founders Edition of the RTX 3080 has. I need to go to specs. It has 10 gigs of available. It has 10 gigabytes of available RAM. My 3080 Ti has 11. So new hardware, it's pushing different types of cores to run ray tracing and stuff like that. It has less virtual RAM. Let me see, and let me just be sure. Because there's gonna be somebody out there, some eagle-eyed person out there that's like, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Yep, 11 gigs of RAM. Yeah, I was right. So I have more available RAM. I don't have any RTX cores, so there's a difference right there. My card can't do ray tracing, but my card can do HDR. And you know what? HDR is the truth. So yeah, you know what? I definitely need to get QTT like off the ground, like Like,
basically, your PC is a PS4 Pro, but you need it to be a PS4.
you know what? I need to look at the breakdown of like what I need to break down. I need to do the breakdowns of the equivalents. But anyway, like I was saying, like I pretty much kind of like stopped picking up what Nvidia's putting down with ray tracing and stuff. And you know, we're gonna talk about Spider-Man tonight, which is great because I did play it in fidelity mode with ray tracing and everything on, and it's nice. But there are some things I've learned, and some parlor tricking is involved for the most part.
I know we're gonna get to it, but did you wait to do that mission, that side quest?
Which side quest was it? Because which side quest was it?
It was the dad one. It was the treasure. It was the treasure hunt.
I haven't even unlocked it yet. Well, oh wait, no, I haven't finished it yet. Because you have to do all the time capsules, right? Yeah, I haven't.
No. No, it's not the time capsules. It's a different one.
Okay.
His mom sets up a treasure hunt.
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm technically in the New Game Plus, but I had to burn through that this weekend because I need to devote my time to Cyberpunk. So I spent the entire rest. And you know it's crazy. Like remember we were talking the week before, and I was like, yeah, I'm right to the end. I was not as close to the end as I thought I was.
Wow.
Yeah, because that game's longer than you expect it to be, but then it's still not long enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird...
It's crazy.
Like, you think you're close to the end, but then you're not.
It's crazy because, like, you can beat it in a weekend. You know, you can beat it in a weekend, but it took me like 5 weekends to beat it because, like, I'm not a linear gamer. Like, there's a side quest right here. Let me do it. You know, there's a treasure chest over there. Let me find it. You know, stuff like that. You know.
Yeah, I would go north to south each night that I was playing, and you know, I have to get everything from one side to the other.
So when I got into we'll talk about it later. All right, back to the blurbs though. All right, so Returnal launches on PlayStation 5 on March 19th, 2021. Upcoming shooter from Housemarque is set to launch on March 19th of 2021. Basically, Returnal follows Celine, an astrospace scout who finds herself stranded at the edge of the galaxy and trapped in a hellish loop of endless resurrection on a hostile planet. This huge third-person action title will emphasize on exploration through narrative storytelling. All right. Next up, Resident Evil Village spoilers hit the net as the Capcom hack worsens. The Capcom hack is the gift that keeps on giving. So, here's a warning for you guys. If you see something online about Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village, I'm sorry. If you are not trying to be spoiled with the game up to and including the ending, do not look. Do not look. The data breach at Capcom that had resulted in a leak claiming to be the spreadsheet of the publisher's entire release schedule for the next couple of years has the upcoming Resident Evil Village supposedly being leaked in its entirety, with multiple clips posted online, seeing roughly 20 cutscenes on the internet, one of which is said to be the ending. There's currently no release date set for Resident Evil Village, so we can only hope that it's closer to release than we are thinking, or this could literally become another Last of Us 2 situation. So, beware. And, you know, Doug's been on the show a couple of times, and he said that the one thing that really set him off about Last of Us 2 is everything that he saw from the leaks. Like, you know, and I remember, well, you guys weren't on the show last week, but I remember you asking him on the show. I was like, "Did you actually go see any of the leaks?" And he's like, "Yes, I had to." And I was like, "Why?" He was like, "I just need to see what all the fuss was about." You know, like I can't condemn him because you know that's human nature and human curiosity and stuff like that. You know, but he did admit to me that, you know, after seeing that, it did kind of force him to form his own opinion about it before the game even came out, which is why he's miffed at all the awards the game got and stuff like that. You know, yeah. It's an unconscious bias against the game. You know,
Either way, I'm going to play Resident Evil Village. So
you know,
that's just how I feel about it.
You know, I'm one of those people. I don't like being spoiled with stuff like where there's TV shows, movies, and stuff like that. But if I do get spoiled by it, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to enjoy it. You know, because along with beating Miles Morales this weekend, I also finished the rest of the Supernatural TV series. I watched the last 6 episodes of the season, and I saw something that actually spoiled the next to the last episode for me, and so I kind of knew what was going to happen and stuff like that. But it did not take away from my enjoyment of actually. I still sat down and watched the episode, and I still enjoyed the episode and stuff like that. You know, so maybe I'm just cut from a different cloth when it comes to like how I'm entertained and things like that. I get it though. Some people are. There is no gray area. It's either you know you're in or you're out, and you know I get it. All right, our final blurb though. The Amazon has a AAA title sale going on right now. Right now, Amazon is currently featuring several AAA games on sale for PlayStation 5, PS4, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. And I gotta tell you guys, they are bringing some huge discounts.
I'm looking.
Top tier titles such as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Pokemon Sword, The Outer Worlds, Crash 4 It's About Time, Dishonored, and Prey Arcane Collection, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which you know what, I can't win. Now that I have my copy of Fire Emblem, it's always on sale now. Now that I have it, not to mention Destroy All Humans, and many, many more titles are currently running anywhere between 25 and 70% off through Amazon. If you're looking for the new big blockbuster games to play for any of those gaming platforms I mentioned, this may be the time for you to pick up new games. We are less than 2 weeks out from Christmas and stuff like that. You know, like you might make your holiday or you might make somebody else's holiday if you're gamers and stuff. So like this may be your time. So check it out. We're providing those links in the chat, right?
Yes.
All right, sweet. Okay, so there you have it. That's to get the scoop on all these blurbs. Links have been provided in our Twitch stream chat. Go check them out, and then continue the conversation with us on our Twitter page at @PS_Crossroads. All right, so before we get into the news and topics for tonight, we have some questions from our followers. Actually, this question actually comes from our fellow member Austin, given that he couldn't be here tonight. So yeah. For
he just doesn't love us.
I know. Well, I think he loves his wife a little bit more. I think.
He heard I was going to be on the show.
What he wanted more of you to pass around to us. Is that what it was?
He already has to do 3 shows with me this week. I don't think he wants to do a 4th.
You ran him away, man.
He's got the worst Thursday schedule of anybody I've seen this week.
Oh man.
He's got to do 3 back-to-back shows with me.
Oh man,
that's gonna be great.
Man, he's like rolling in the deep, man. Shoot. All right, but it happens to the best of us. All right, so Austin's question for us is he wants us to name our top 3 favorite gaming genres that we enjoy playing. This is a good one. This is a good one in my opinion. Can I start first?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So my number one genre is the sci-fi horror genre, and I have Dead Space to thank for this. You know, and thank God the Dead Space team is back with the Callisto project, because I can't wait. And we're going to be talking about that a little bit later on the show too. But the cool thing about the sci-fi horror genre is it actually got me back into survival horror games, which was also another favorite of mine as well. Beyond that, my other favorite genre, of course, is like the action platformer shooter. So games like Uncharted, stuff like that. You know, there's my 3.
Let's see. I like open world. I like horror, and I like action adventure.
Okay, what's your favorite horror game? Not series, game.
Game.
Because I know your favorite horror series is Resident Evil.
It's Resident Evil, yeah. Horror game. Ooh. If I had to play one for the rest of my life. I got to think on that one.
It's not RE7. I mean,
no, she's not. She is not a fan of RE7.
I'm actually not a. big fan of due to the fact that it looks too much like PT.
Yeah,
And
fair.
I know it's probably like offensive to some people, but I feel like they just jumped on the bandwagon because PT wasn't going to be in existence at the time. So it was like, hey, let me just let's take this out here.
I've been staying away from RE7 because I suck at first person games, and it's amazing that I'm doing what I'm doing right now in Cyberpunk, but I suck at first person games. I'm like, you want me to like play a horror game in first person mode? No sir. No, sir. Especially in the day and age of big screen TVs, like shoot, like playing that game on a 60 plus inch television. No, in the dark. No, in VR.
Yeah.
In VR. No.
Oh man.
You know what? I'm thinking Outlast is probably one of my favorite horror games.
Outlast, Outlast is good.
Good one.
Especially like at the end when the dude like cut your fingers off. That was like the worst thing I ever seen in my life.
Enemy Within is a good one too.
Yes, Enemy Within. I'm thinking the Evil Within. I'm sorry.
The Evil Within's are really great.
Yeah. Evil Within. My bad. Evil Within. My bad.
Okay, yeah. I just
my bad
this weekend.
My bad.
I would say my three are open world. Love me a good Red Dead, a good Horizon, Cyberpunk.
Mm-hmm.
Horror. I love Prey, Dead Space. So yeah, sci-fi horror definitely got to be up there.
Yeah.
And then first-person shooter. I mean, I play Titanfall 2 religiously still, or any sports game, because I mean Rocket League I play competitively still, and then Madden makes me want to crush my controller, but it's still.
All right, cool. Well, that was the only question we had. If you want your question read on the show, tweet us at ps_crossroads, or send us an email to crossroadspspod. That's crossroadspspod@gmail.com. All right, now we can break into the news and events for this week. So we got some stuff to talk about. We have our big topic, and we are also going to do a review for Spider-Man Miles Morales, both the PS4 and the PS5 versions. So let's get cracking. And first news topic for the night: EA and Take-Two are in a bidding war for acquisition of Codemasters. All right, so last month, news came out that Take-Two Interactive had proposed an offer to purchase the hugely successful racing game specialist Codemasters. If it all had gone through, the 2K Sports publisher would buy out Codemasters for roughly $973 million in cash and shares. That announcement got the attention of other publishers, primarily EA. Now, in a surprising twist, Electronic Arts is now set to acquire Codemasters. EA has set an offer for $1.2 billion, putting them in the likely position to acquire the company. The deal is expected to be completed in early 2021. Okay. Saying this, Codemasters chairman Gerard Florin comments that EA and his company have a shared ambition to lead the video game racing category. When you consider the combined racing IP that this deal would bring together, the ambition would certainly be realized. The likes of Dirt, Grid, Project Cars, not to mention officially licensed titles like F1 and WRC, will join Need for Speed, Burnout, and Real Racing. We need a real Burnout game. We need one.
We need a real we need a takeover or takedown again.
Yes, yeah. Takedown was great. Takedown was great.
One of the best ones. It had a great soundtrack too.
Yeah, Takedown was great. I definitely love Burnout Paradise. I mean, like I bought it again for the Switch. I don't know when I'm gonna play these games because like it's not like when I travel now. I'm always driving. Like I'm never a passenger. So I don't know how the hell I'm gonna play these games. I buy these portable games to travel with, and I don't know how the hell I'm gonna play them.
Well, you can always like have your hand on the wheel and do this at the same time.
So many tickets to be had. EA CEO Andrew Wilson is also very positive about this buyout, stating, "Our industry is growing, the category is growing, and together we will be positioned to lead in a new era of racing entertainment." It seems that if Take-Two It remains to be seen if Take-Two is going to will fight for this acquisition, or indeed if any other publishers will express interest. So two questions here for you guys. Number one, do you think Take-Two is going to roll over on this one, or do you think they may make one more offer?
Probably. Depends on how desperate they are, I think.
Take-Two needs some stuff to go right, but I think EA needs a little bit more, and EA still has more cash flow that they could easily pull in. I mean, I 1.5 wouldn't be totally out of the question here for EA to slam down in case Take-Two put like if Take-Two put down like 1.35, and then you have EA come back at 1.5. That's not totally out of the question. EA needs some stuff to go right. I mean, Respawn's pretty much killing it for them. That's about it. BioWare is kind of a mess right now, and I know Madden undersold horrifically this year, and then FIFA hasn't done great either. So it's like EA really needs a few things to go right, and bringing in some new racing franchises and stuff could be the key. I don't know exactly. I mean, I know Horizon's doing phenomenal, or Forza Horizon's doing it phenomenal on Xbox. But I don't know exactly how popular racing games are going to continue to be, especially when other games like Cyberpunk and like GTA are putting racing into their games, and it's just an added game mode that just makes the game better. Yeah.
Well, here's a question then. Okay, well, first of all, I don't think Take-Two has never done a racing game, have they?
Not that I can think of now.
So.
I can't think of it either. So the next question is, who else do you think would throw their hat in the ring to buy Codemasters? Because I honestly can't think of anybody except sports game conglomerate EA.
What about Microsoft? If you're trying to,
you know what?
Microsoft
I'm actually,
or on the flip side too, PlayStation.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's a good question, but my thing is though, like they already have, like Sony already has Gran Turismo, and Microsoft already has Forza, and Forza is like its own beast. It has a clan now. Like there's like 3 different.
It might be more popular than Gran Turismo.
Yeah,
I feel more fun playing.
I feel like it is. I feel like it is, honestly. I hate to say that because that kind of like hurts my PlayStation DNA. Because no. I mean, I played the hell out of Gran Turismo's 1, 2, and 3, but like Colonel Panic has said on Arsenal X, he's like it's fun until it's not fun.
Good.
And that's pretty much how he was talking about Ubisoft games, but I can use that phrase perfectly to sum up my experience with Gran Turismo, because when 4 came out, I was like, not again.
It's like all racing games are almost alike. So
I mean, this is what I liked about Need for Speed and Burnout compared to like Gran Turismo and games like Forza, because like you have your arcade racer, which is what Burnout and Need for Speed go at, and then Need for Speed started getting very technical. I want to say Need for Speed started getting technical when Underground came out. And then it's only gotten more and more technical to where it's almost like Need for Speed is EA's version of Gran Turismo now. It's almost gotten to that point. You're still not tweaking gears and all that stuff, but you're still doing stuff that modifies how your car runs based on real life cars and stuff like that. And then you have your simulation racing games, which is what Forza and Gran Turismo are all about. Like Gran Turismo, in my opinion, like set the stage for simulation racing. I mean, this is why people spend thousands of dollars making a racing rig, for their homes and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the way I see it. Because anything else is basically what, like Rocket League. Wait, which one is the one where you're doing the cars, but it's Destruction Derby? You know what I'm talking about? Is it Rocket League?
Rocket League is a soccer one.
Yeah, Rocket League soccer.
Soccer.
And hockey.
Wait, so which one is the one I'm thinking about then? Because it's the one where you're basically racing little cars around this virtual arena and stuff like that, and you're doing all the crazy stuff. Or am I just imagining it?
Mario Kart style play.
Wait, was it Destruction All Stars? But that hasn't come out yet.
We don't know what Destruction All Stars is. Like every time we see a trailer for it, we're more confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're more confused.
Burnout? Twin saying Burnout.
I don't think that's it either.
I mean, there's versions in GTA, like there's mini games within GTA that you can do all that with.
Yeah.
Like Tron's literally in GTA. People don't realize Tron's in GTA, and it's awesome.
All right. Anything else we want to add to the EA Take-Two Codemasters thing? All right. Cool. All right. Something Nellie's gonna like here. Capcom has shared 3 new Resident Evil Village screenshots. I know this is actually new. This is actually news though. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's really really news, but this is actually news right now. Okay. So via IGN, Capcom has delivered a small update on the status of the next-gen Resident Evil 8, better known as Resident Evil Village. You know what I really like about the Resident Evil 8 title, is that the title basically has RE8 in it, REVII, and you know, I think that's really cool they did that. Let me check something here. Yeah. All right. So, Peter Fabiano, producer of Resident Evil Village, has told IGN, "We're really excited for fans to experience Resident Evil Village when it comes out in 2021. We feel it's the accumulation of all the best elements of the Resident Evil games from the past 25 years, with everything fans love about action-infused survival horror, plus new surprises. Of course, there are plenty of puzzles to solve and mysteries to unfold. Continuing, we hope fans will enjoy exploring the desolate, snowy village in which Resident Evil Village takes place, where enemies new to the franchise are waiting for them. Players will once again take control of Ethan Winters. Ethan Winters was Resident Evil 7, right?
Resident Evil 7, yep.
Okay. Experience, like I said, I didn't play Resident Evil 7.
The unknown character.
Yeah. Experience more of the story is set in the motion of RE7 Biohazard. New technologies are allowing us to immerse players in the game in ways that we couldn't achieve before, in what we hope will be the most pulse-pounding Resident Evil game to date." That's some lofty.
That's actually kind of big.
Yeah, that's
some high praise.
That's some big aspirations right there.
I don't think it's gonna be the big.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think it's gonna still be enjoyable. I feel like with each Resident Evil game, I just take it for what it is and just enjoy it the best way possible.
Yeah. Oh, good.
I think that's what you have to do with Resident Evil, because I mean, they haven't really had like a true miss in the series, but each game's kind of different in its own sense. I mean, I like 5 a little bit more than 6, and I know people love 7 and people hate 7, so it goes back and forth. I can't wait for this game. It's got my attention. It had my attention when we saw it at the PS5 games reveal back in June.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm about to say State of Decay.
I mean, that debuted a month earlier, but yeah. But no, I mean, yeah, I'm super hyped for this game. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where I stand on it, because I didn't do RE7, and so now I know that it's continuing over from a character that was in the last Resident Evil game. I got to figure out, am I going to play the last Resident Evil game to play this one? Because I will be honest with you, I've kind of checked out of Resident Evil for a while. Like, I didn't have the best experience with 4. 5 was okay. I actually enjoyed 6. And people think I'm some type of crazy person for saying that.
No, that's fine.
I mean, 6 isn't bad. I mean, it's just, it wasn't my style for RE.
Yeah. And
I gained a new respect for 6. I did play Leon's campaign when I had it on Xbox 360, but I'm actually going to replay it with a friend on my PlayStation 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actually excited to kind of relive that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Maybe I'll just man up and play RE7. Maybe I will.
Man up, man.
I mean, I still have to play RE7, but
yeah. So I mean, that's what it is. All right. All right, so our final news topic for tonight: Sony commits to safer gaming environments alongside Xbox and Nintendo. This is some actually pretty positive news. I will say this right now. So let me just go ahead and unpack this for everybody. Sony has committed to a partnership alongside Microsoft and Nintendo to provide users with safer gaming environments as more and more games share the same communities via online crossplay compatibility. Notice crossplay compatibility. This is starting to become a realization for Sony and their gamers now, because for the longest while Sony was kind of like really gun shy about this topic, and actually from what I understand, like initially it was Microsoft that had the issues, but then they were the first ones to the table to make it happen, and then Sony has been like slow on the pickup on this. Detailed in an Xbox Wire news post, the three companies believe that all players deserve to have fantastic social gaming experiences in settings where respect and safety are mutual. This will be done through advanced technology, community support, and human oversight. Dave McCarthy, corporate vice president of Xbox operations, says the pledge is based on three principles. And these statements are detailed in the Xbox Wire article itself, but the main points are prevention, which basically will empower players and parents to understand and control gaming experiences. Partnership, where the companies commit to partnering with the industry, the regulators, law enforcement, and our communities to advance user safety. And then responsibility. We hold ourselves accountable for making our platforms as safe as possible for all players. Now, that's one of the ones I like. That's one of the ones I like, and I love it because in all serious, there's a lot of people that like they basically have their gaming experiences ruined one time by online gaming because something happens to them, things like that, and it's not even that they got beat really badly in the game that they're playing or whatnot. It's because they get abused by the actual other players in in the system and stuff like that. So expanding upon that. Protecting players can be challenging in a digitally and often instantaneously connected world. This partnership signifies our commitment to work together to improve player safety and ensure gaming remains truly for everyone. Gaming remains truly. That's the statement. While the video game industry has a long history of taking steps to protect gamers, especially children, we recognize that no one company or individual will solve these challenges alone. Saying that, Sony has made some small steps towards bettering its community and promoting positivity following the launch of the PlayStation 5 through the new accolade system. Now, if you encounter a player who you had a positive interaction with, you can reward them for that. And on the opposite end, if a user creates offense via voice chat, that audio clip can now be recorded and sent to Sony for moderation. So basically, Sony is putting in the work.
I need to mute my mic on Madden then.
Yes, calling.
It's so unrealistic when they make Mahomes throw an interception. I mean, come on, that never happens.
No, I'm not gonna go there.
Logan, when's the baby due? When's
you got that girl Brittany pregnant first, and I'm still not okay. Something special. What do we need to do?
If we hear anything about Patrick Mahomes not returning back from summer camp, we need to start looking in Logan's direction.
Well, their training camp is actually at my old college.
Oh no! See that makes that makes it even worse. That makes it even worse.
I'm kidding.
You better hope nothing ever happens to that dude. Austin's going to dime you out so fast.
I know who did it.
All right, but yeah, this pledge overall from all three of the biggest gaming companies out there. Like they're the gaming companies. I mean, like we still have other contenders and stuff like that. But this pledge works to further that commitment to safe gaming environments. Now, alongside, with they're partnering with everybody now. Like this is a big deal. And also, let's just think about this. Like we're gonna have less and less instances of swatting. We're gonna have less and less instances of just all sorts of. if you think swatting's bad, just imagine when somebody out there is computer savvy, like can reverse trace your IP address, find out where you live, and then come and punch you in your face because you beat them in Madden, or you teabagged them in Call of Duty. You know,
The Halo hump? Yeah.
That just reminds me of something.
the Halo hump.
Like they used to do that in Halo.
That was where that thing started.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
you stick a guy with a grenade, man. Ooh.
Oh, somebody did that in Friday the 13th after they had killed this one popular YouTuber. And like this girl came up and like killed her own teammate. This is when you could attack your teammate in Friday the 13th. And she up here after she killed him, she teabagged and I was like, wow. Brutal.
Hey,
That's how you know that they care. If they don't teabag you, it means they don't
I
care.
know. The real disrespect comes when they don't teabag you.
Exactly.
Oh, God.
Teabagging is basically a gamer's handshake.
I thought it was disrespectful.
You got it all wrong now. This is why your experiences in Halo and other shooters aren't up to snuff.
This is why when you were playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, and you were settling beef with somebody on Rust, if they didn't hump you after they no-scope sniped you, you knew that they didn't give a fuck about you. That's when you were really beefy, and that was when that kid was going to get punched in middle school the next day. Okay.
Welcome back, Logan.
I missed you
We
guys.
missed you. We missed you, Logan. We happen to have
I
you
know Austin's the boring one of land party, so I thought I had to bring it all.
back.
Okay. All right. So, well, I mean, that's our news topic. So I guess.
I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome that everybody's taking closer attention to safety. I mean, especially with if we're trying to get new, younger gamers to get excited about like Minecraft and.
Mhm.
But I feel like a lot of young kids are going to get banned too because I don't know if y'all have played Minecraft lately. These kids are evil.
Yeah, they are.
They're just straight up evil.
No, I don't have to play. I don't have to play Minecraft. Shoot every now and then when I hazard getting on Call of Duty.
Exactly. I was about to say kids curse you out regardless.
Hey,
You play Fortnite with some of these kids. It's like,
You know the crazy part is, as a 45-year-old man, I thought I could get creative with insults about someone's mom or something. Yo, these kids make me log off after 20 minutes.
Anytime I need to do fantasy football insults, I just go play Fortnite for a little bit. I learn a whole new language. I didn't even know that was called that.
Kids today.
Yeah, man.
Evil.
Shoot. Protect the kids from us. They need to protect us from the kids.
That's true.
They're feisty. Gen Z sucks.
That's why I always play like private games.
Like,
Because I'm like, if that one kid come in here, oh, it's on.
I mean,
True story. A couple weeks ago, I was playing GTA 5, right? And I thought, you know what? It's been a little while. There's been a recent thing in GTA where people are doing car meetups again, which I think is awesome. We're doing drag racing again, which is really cool. I was in a lobby hoping maybe somebody was going to do a car show. I just customed a really cool car, and I heard this kid in the chat, and I'm like, okay, let's see what he was up to. Kid came around, shot me in the head really quick. I was like, okay, fine, I'll go get some revenge on him. I feel like I've got enough weapons and everything. Kid comes around and is just saying every freaking word under the book, and shoots me again, and then he owns my ass for like a good. He probably killed me 6 times.
he made his mission. He made his mission to stop your experience.
He had me up against the wall telling me to do things, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is weird, but all right.
Yeah. All right. So just so some people know, for every one incident where an adult makes a kid cry in online gaming, there's like 40 incidences where kids are freaking making adults like, I don't need to play this damn game.
The consequences of your words.
Because the average adult's like, if I turn around and curse this kid out, his parents are gonna call the cops.
like a
Yep.
dick.
He's good. His parents.
When the kids say something bad at us, it's like, okay, you know, he's shooting a shot. Okay, you know, just calm down. You know, have your first beer. Okay, you know. You say it back, then all of a sudden you're being abusive. I mean, come on.
Bloody Eye Jerry in the chat is like,
My plan, y'all.
okay, trash talking for kids. It didn't happen in arcades. That is true. They will get their ass pushed down and then
They didn't have the balls to say it because what are you gonna do? Hey man, you suck at skee ball. Can't put balls in players. I mean, what were you gonna do?
I wish some little 8-year-old would. I'm 6'3", 240 pound dude. I wish you would try me.
LeRon goes to David Buster's, stares down a kid and just goes, "I dare you, do it."
Like you say single word to me while I'm on this Dance Revolution machine. I will put hands on you.
Like I would dance out there.
I'm gonna kick your ass at the same birds. Imagine this would be the best. Somebody needs to make this movie. I'm gonna go down a whole different path here. Somebody needs to make this movie where it's a dance off, but the kids are doing Fortnite and the adults are doing Dance Revolution. That is the dance.
No. Did y'all see the Robert Downey Jr. Movie Due Date?
No.
Yes.
You remember when he was at that family's house and all he was doing was waiting for his ride, and the kid was being just an ass, and he turned around and he told him, he's like, you do that one more time, I'll put hands on you. and the kid 5 seconds thought about it and did exactly it again, and he punched the kid in the gut. And when the kid went to scream, he put his hand over his mouth, and the kid was still in shock, so like he couldn't move, and he just sat the kid down, sat him down on the couch right beside him, looked him in the eye, and went back to what he was doing.
There you go.
You know the next version of what's Denzel's? Is it The Equalizer?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
The next version of The Equalizer is just gonna have some smart ass kid.
We're gonna see a kid get shot in the head.
Oh no.
No. Did you see any of those movies? Did you see any of those movies?
Oh, Equalizer. Oh yeah.
Okay, I was about to say, that was based off an 80s TV show.
Really?
Yeah, that was based off. Yeah, my parents used to watch it. Man, they used to love that show. That was based off an '80s TV show, and let me tell you, like the character that guy's based in, like yeah, he got down on some stuff. But I tell you what, like Denzel's character, Denzel's version of the Equalizer, man, makes that dude look like a wuss.
Oh yeah, I mean Denzel does a great job.
That's like
Seriously.
that's like, hey, guess what John Wick is doing? About to take over Area 51 by himself.
No, John Wick is on another level.
John Wick's gonna be in Night City next time.
Yeah, you know.
Have you met Keanu Reeves in Cyberpunk yet?
I have not gotten there yet. Like I said, I had to stop to spend time in Deep Spider-Man.
I just met him 2 nights ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is so cool."
Is that this is?
I think I'm gonna take that somewhere else. Like,
I'm just wondering. This is past the prologue, right? Because like I think I'm about to get to Act 1. I think I'm about to.
It's about 10 minutes into Act 1,
okay.
I believe.
Okay.
I spent so much time though exploring the city earlier before I got.
See, that's what's happening to me. That's what's happening to me. I'm exploring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen Always Be My Maybe? It's
yes.
The romantic comedy base.
Yeah.
Okay. When the girl when the other guy's girlfriend sees Keanu for the first time, she's like, "Oh my god, that was the reaction I had when I saw him in the game."
Oh no. Like, oh no. Come on, you knew
Keanu.
You knew it was coming though.
I knew it was coming, yeah, but it's Keanu.
Exactly.
He's perfect.
I know I'm a fangirl. Like,
name a more perfect human being than Keanu Reeves. I mean, it doesn't exist.
I'll come back to it. I can't think of anything. I'll come back to it. I can't think of Charlize Theron.
She did a lot of stuff. She did a lot of Seth MacFarlane movies, so it's like something's wrong with her. She has daddy. Nobody has that many Seth MacFarlane movies. Like, yes, I'm a great actress.
Okay. So,
okay, so I need to come back to Land Party. I do.
yeah. Land Party.
You want us both back on the same night, Logan?
Yeah. Let's do it. 2 weeks from Thursday, we'll get you both on.
Okay, so the week after wait.
Do
So
a Christmas episode. I gotta get drunk on eggnog with these guys this week, and then next week we gotta do our end of the year stuff.
All right, so the week after New Year's.
7th?
Okay, the week after New Year's. Okay.
Yeah, first week of January.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because I'm not letting those what's the nice way of saying fuckers? Nice people. I'm not letting those nice people take next week off. I'm making them work Christmas Eve.
Jeez.
We're just tired. Actually, we're recording Wednesdays.
Crack the whip.
I'm making them Christmas week.
All right. So let's go ahead and move on to the big topic. All right. So our big topic tonight. All right, the Game Awards announcements. Everything that we know is coming to PlayStation. I have a list. So here we go. The Game Awards was an entertaining night showcasing the outstanding games, players, and content creators in our big and ever-expanding community of video gaming. While we could sit here all night and talk about how we felt about the show, and I mean, I have words, you know.
Get a new host.
I mean, yeah. I mean, some of the bunk ass award categories, for example, you know. To the presentation, which the presentation for the most part was awesome. I loved the live music from the orchestra. I loved that.
And each year it keeps getting better. Churches there last year was so awesome, and then this year was great.
Logan, when they were playing the Final Fantasy VII battle music,
oh my god!
I was like, can they just play this the rest of the show?
That soundtrack is criminally underrated. Like, I went back and listened to it this week, and I'm just like, god damn.
Yeah,
I need to play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's a game I'm playing right now. Like, I'm putting it on pause to play Cyberpunk right now.
That's great.
Yeah. Let's see. Overall highs and lows of the show. Like, I mean, like, you know, I will say this because I was saying this before we actually went live on the show tonight. Like, as much as I do not like Jeff Keighley. I have a lot of respect for what he has done and what he has put together with the Game Awards. I will say that it still doesn't change the fact that I just don't like the man, you know. And I hope he's not listening to one of our podcasts like, wow, the guy doesn't like me, and then, you know, all of a sudden he's trying to become my best friend or whatnot, you know. But you know, but honestly, you know, the Game Awards. The Game Awards, for everything it does right, it does something that's like a misstep in my opinion, and you know, and it does a lot of things right. So that means it does a lot of missteps too. It takes a lot of missteps too, and stuff like that. So you know, and that's the cool thing about it. Like, you know, like we can criticize stuff and things like that. You know, you know, honestly, I don't know if I could ever create a better award show than that. So yeah, the Game Awards is there. The Game Awards is there.
What I would love him to step into is just a producer role. Like,
exactly.
Be the Twitter voice of the Game Awards and say, hey, we got all this cool stuff happening, but find a different host. There are better people within the gaming world. Brian Altano, Max Schofield,
you know what,
would be phenomenal.
That's great that you say that, because honestly, he doesn't have the personality, and I think somewhere along the lines, he felt like he got the personality from all those years that he was being hyped on GameStop television. And honestly, I'll go and explain that right now. Honestly, that is the main reason why I'm not a fan of Jeff Keighley, because I worked in GameStop from 2003 to 2010, and for about 3.5 of those years, working 10-hour shifts in the store. That's the only voice I heard. You know, so it's one of those things, you know, like when you sit there, you watch, and you know, like, and I hate to say it, But a lot of times that stuff is generated hype. It's there to get people to come in the stores to buy. It's generated. It's not. Sometimes it's not genuine hype. And I know Jeff Keighley has genuine hype. I mean, shit. Anytime Hideo Kojima does something, there's real hype from that man. But every other time, it seems like it's manufactured or generated. I mean, shoot, like. You see real hype for me whenever a new Tekken game comes, a new Monster Hunter game comes, But then there's other games. It's like, okay, yeah, I might get it, but I'm not creating hype for hype's sake for it, stuff like that. And I get it. That was his job back then, but his job kind of got me to the point where I don't like him. And that's how I am. He's probably a cool guy to hang out and have a beer with. I mean, I feel like I'm going to get 4 or 5 beers in him to really tolerate him, but unless he's one of those handsy kind of sexually harassy type of drunks, and then there's another conversation.
Unless Kojima's in the room, I think you're safe. Where I go with him is he's a great voice for gaming and what he's done. I thought Summer Game Fest was a mess, and he could have definitely done better on that. Trying to spread E3 over 3 months was a dumb idea. I really
yeah.
I think that was just too much. But then what he's done for gaming is great. The sales, the Game Award events and stuff that he's done, like the sales and stuff that we saw on PSN and on Xbox Live, it was really, really cool. There's something about him that just creeps me out, and I've always just felt weird around him. There's better personalities you could get. Greg Miller would be a great host as well. I mean, there's so many different voices that you could get to do Game Awards and add a level of professionalism with a little bit more comedy, with a little bit more award showish feel. Like whoever the Jimmy Kimmel is of gaming, be the host of the Game Awards.
I wonder who would that be though.
I think it's Altana.
I vote David Hayter.
Yeah, David Hayter's a good one.
Okay.
He's not liked in the gaming community, but Colin Moriarty.
Yeah.
He's hated in the world.
I feel like some of the people I like that they're associated with the gaming industry are problematic. So I'm not going to say any names.
Like Jeff Fryer? No, let me stop.
No. I don't even. You know what? Okay. I'm firing shots. I don't even think he's a gamer. I really don't think he's a gamer. I don't. I think I think he just.
I think he's just a
I think in all seriousness, he likes the idea of games, but he's not a gamer, and he realized real fast because he can kind of weave into the gaming realm that this is the easiest way for him to make a buck and get a job. That
Yeah.
I
don't disagree with that.
If you feel like I'm being too harsh on him, at me. At PS_Crossroads or Exodus 803.
Do it, man.
But anyway, we're sitting down tonight to talk about and focus on the games that we know are now coming to PlayStation.
Boom.
All right. Some of these titles are ones that we already knew about. I'm not talking strictly new announcements tonight. I'm talking everything that we know is coming to PlayStation that we saw trailers for on the Game Awards. And I'm not putting them in any order, so it's not in chronological order or anything. It's just as the names came to me in my head. So some of these entries are not surprising to say the least. But some of them, are freaking fantastic. So, Dragon Age.
Woohoo!
I will say this: the trailer didn't really wow me that much because I don't know, like I'm kind of. It makes my skin crawl to say this. I'm kind of sick of BioWare shit. Like they do this now. They put out these teaser trailers and they run those things into the ground for years. And I would say it's because of Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem that I picked up on what was going on here. Mass Effect Andromeda. But by the 5th time I'd seen just another trailer showing, like a couple of stills, a little bit of animation stuff, I was like, there's something going on here. Something's not right, Yeah. And that being said, the Mass Effect teaser spot for the future of Mass Effect, I love that.
I thought it was really, really cool.
I loved it. Is it okay? Do we know for sure that was Liara at the end of that video? Do we know for?
I still have a lot of questions.
I mean, she looks familiar. I mean, she looks like it could be Liara. I doubt it's. What's her name? Who's the chick from Omega? You know, it's like played by Carrie Ann Moss. Who was it? What?
Why is it slipping?
She's not a forgettable character. Why am I forgetting her name? Let's see, Liara Tassoni, Matra Benezia. I'm thinking of all the freaking. I'm thinking of all the freaking.
Okay, I'm about to cheat.
I'm thinking about all the Asari and everything, and why am I? I don't remember.
I'm about to cheat.
Logan, you know we didn't get a chance. We didn't get a chance to ask you about this, Logan. How are you feeling about the return of Mass Effect?
100% in. Let's get the N7s on there. I went through actually, and I'm still playing Anthem for some dumb reason. I updated all my suits to have the N7 logos on them because that's a skin you can do in Anthem, which is pretty dope. And I did just pick up the Mass Effect collection again to play through that.
Okay.
Or not the Mass Effect collection, Andromeda. I picked that up again to play through that one. It's been forever since I played it. And Josh Finn over there in Arsenal has got me wanting to play Mass Effect 2 again. Mm-hmm. So I think that might have to happen. So.
Yeah, I really can't. I can't curb my enthusiasm. Let's just put it that way. I can't. I can't.
I actually think I hollered when I saw that. I was like, I know Mass Effect game because I was like, that's not Mass Effect. And I was like, yes, it is.
Aria to Loke.
Yeah.
Aria to Loke.
Aria to Loke.
Yes. Yep. Yes.
But I felt like that was the get hype moment of the Game Awards. Like that was the one, man.
And you know what?
I had that E3 pop to it.
And it was amazing that it was what ended the show. It was amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
It was amazing.
I straight up, I thought going into the Game Awards, Ragnarok was going to be the thing that finished it off. Like I thought we might actually get a look at the game. I think Sony's saving it for sometime in January.
Let me just say this. I feel like God of War Ragnarok should not have gotten the award it got, and it was the award for the most anticipated game. I feel like Cyberpunk is the game that should have gotten that award. But
too, where like Cyberpunk was out or kind of out.
Well, Cyberpunk was kind of out, yeah. But I think what kind of ruined it. I think what kind of ruined Cyberpunk is the fact that the delays messed it up. Because I have a funny feeling if Cyberpunk came out on time. Well, actually, I'm hearing the initial release date for the game was supposed to be next year anyway. And they played around with the dates and stuff like that and moved it up. And then pandemic happened and it screwed them up. So, it was one of those things where it's like, we pushed it back to the original release date. How are the fans going to react and stuff like that, So, yeah. But I have a funny feeling because if we look at the initial date for when it was moved up, it would have been out for a couple of months. And then it probably would have swept the Game Awards. Because I know the shenanigans behind the Game Awards. I already know, just like how Death Stranding got all those awards, like Cyberpunk was going to get all those awards.
Hold on, you want to know the biggest just BS ever? Who played Death Stranding and said this should win a bunch of awards? It was okay, but it was like. I'm basically a UPS guy delivering packages all over a weird universe, and
wasn't there somewhere on the Game Awards, like when you went to the site this year to cast your own votes for the games, wasn't there somewhere on the site where it was saying certain categories are still left up to like moderators and not even like so it was like all of our votes wouldn't count anyway, and that's another reason that I have a problem with award shows in general.
And I wish Kylie would share the algorithm that he uses for fan voting plus the panel, because I just don't think that the fans have. I feel like it's a 10-90 split because like even the esports stuff, none of the esports people I thought were gonna win and that were like most popular won. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, me and my roommate were watching it, and my roommate and I were watching the Game Awards, and my roommate is big into esports and stuff. Like he knows a lot of those names and stuff, and even he was getting thrown by some of the people who were winning and stuff like that. And it was like, no, like don't look at me. Like I dabble in esports, you know. Like by this time next year, I'll have a better understanding of esports and stuff like that. But you know, still some of the categories in my for example, and you know, Ed and I kind of had a round around on this. Ed, who's my counterpart from Nintendo Pal Block.
Oh, yeah.
Ed and I had
By the way, I live for your fights in our group chat.
Wait, are we actually fighting? Is that what it is?
Because I was sitting back looking like.
The Avengers one was one of my favorites. And I'm not
Hold on. He put his own foot in his mouth in that one, though. I know his ears are burning right now at his job because he has to work a shift, or he would have been on tonight's show with us. He had to work a shift though. But
Oh, he did. Okay.
yeah. But the thing is that you know, like I feel like for us to better talk about it, we need to you know be more broad about like all the genres that we're in and stuff like that. So you know, like I've been trying to pose like you know like hey, pay more attention to esports and stuff like that. I watch esports every now and then. I watch Overwatch stuff and I watch StarCraft stuff, but the other stuff I really don't mess with. So CS:GO and some of the other stuff, like League of Legends and you know it just but you know like for a category for best coach, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, were these? I don't get it. But you know what? I've got a 1v1 that I'm gonna be having sometime in January with a friend of mine who's in the fighting gaming community and stuff like that. And
nice.
and so yeah, that's another avenue of esports, which is another thing too. Like you know, I didn't see any names from people that play fighting games.
Yeah, there wasn't much. There was also nothing from Rocket League either, and Rocket League kind of bounced back this year, which I thought was pretty cool. That's what I follow. I follow Overwatch League, and then I follow Rocket League. And there was, I remember in our Rocket League competitive group that I play in, everybody was talking about how like, dude, the sport just doesn't get the respect it should. Especially with the huge comeback it had this year, it felt like.
Yeah.
And I don't think esports like of the actual sports games like Madden. And because FIFA has a huge community as well, they don't get love at award shows and stuff like this either.
Yeah, and that's really a terrible oversight and stuff like that. Because I mean, for as much, you know, for as much notoriety as like the other esports titles, like the shooter titles and stuff get, you know, stuff like that. You've got gaming expos that's just devoted to fighting games. I mean, hell, Nintendo shut down a damn Smash Bros tournament, you know, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you know, you're telling me you couldn't include that in part of your esports category?
Yeah.
Now, Smash has been having some problems because people are trying to smash underage kids and stuff, you know. But you know, we'll move on from that. You know, we don't want to get demonetized here at Boss Rush. God, can you imagine if Crossroads was a group that got Boss Rush demonetized? Oh my God.
I don't even want to think about it.
Oh, I'm gonna just see that joke after.
All right. Back to the list though. So yeah, Dragon Age and Mass Effect both are to be determined. There's no set dates on them yet, and we'll be waiting to see more from EA and BioWare on that one. Hype Train, the Callisto Protocol.
Oh my God.
Okay, you know.
So LeRon and I are huge Dead Space fans. So to get this group back,
Yes.
let's fucking go.
Just give it to me. I mean for real. And they're trying to get it out in 2022. So it's not too far away.
And at least they're being careful with that timeline.
Yeah.
Like, I want more people to say, hey, look, realistically, we're 2022, 2023. As long as we know it's coming, cool. Take your time with it. Don't rush it.
I'm gonna send you guys a breakdown. I watched an IGN breakdown of the teaser trailer for the Callisto Pro. That wasn't a teaser trailer, honestly. That was a reveal trailer. I'm gonna send you an IGN breakdown of it. There are so many call outs to Dead Space in there. There's references to Isaac Clarke, John
I
Carver,
wonder
Ellie
though if
Ellie
it's not the next
Langford.
iteration.
There's an engineer's manual, and the author of the engineer's manual, when you spy it, is authored by E. Langford.
So okay, is
I don't.
Callisto just a working title?
I think that's the name of it. I think that's the actual name of it. They can't really use Dead Space and stuff like that. They can't, because it's EA
I
property
mean,
and
unless
stuff.
they bought the rights off EA, yeah.
Ooh. Do you think EA would want to get their nose bloodied like that though?
EA could, because they haven't done anything with it, and there's been no plans. There's been no where. I remember actually talking to Greg Miller about this last year. Him and I had an email thread where I was like, "Hey, will EA ever do anything with Dead Space?" He didn't think that would ever happen.
I don't think it will either.
So then, why keep the IP around if you're not going to do anything with it?
That's true.
You might as well profit off of it, so you can go buy like Codemasters and all that good stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and use that money to,
It would be great, but I'm kind of curious what would happen if it gets back into their hands though. Like, would they want to continue from where Dead Space 3 dropped off at? Because considering that most of the original team was already gone by the time Dead Space 3 was in development and stuff like that, it would be weird. But it. In respect to the fans, like they could, it'd be nice if they continued at the end of Dead Space 3 Awakened, so we could finish the story, But like if it goes back in their hands, they take control of their property again. They can do anything they want with it, That's the thing. But in all seriousness, though, I think short of if they had put a Monster Hunter 6 trailer out, that would be the only thing that derails my hype for the Callisto Protocol, and that's and that. So
that's saying a lot, though, LeRon.
So in my opinion, like the Callisto Protocol, in my opinion, won the entire. Well, that Mass Effect won the entire damn show for me.
Yeah.
All right. Coming to PlayStation 5 is a game called Season. I don't really know much about it, but it's coming to PS5. There is no set release date for it yet. So we'll just. By the way, there's all these titles I'm naming off, Nelly, have links. So if you want to, you can go ahead and provide them if you want to. If not, it's no big deal.
Actually, links wasn't included. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. The actual titles are hot links for all the trailers. Yeah. I'm sorry, you guys got a sneak peek of our behind the scenes stuff that goes on here.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of the It Takes Two trailer?
Oh, that is so cute! I can't wait to play that game.
Can I ask you?
Up all kind of relationships.
Can I ask you a question? Did that seem like a freaking it could have been the trailer for a DreamWorks animated movie?
Yes.
God, yes.
Yes.
I love the presentation of it so much, and the gameplay itself looks good too. So, in my opinion, Ed was like he's not impressed. Like he's like they should have just kept that where it's at and stuff like that. I'm like, no, I'm playing that game. I'm getting that game. I will find somebody to play with. Hey, you're my girlfriend tonight. Let's play this game.
Exactly.
It takes.
Oh man, I can't wait to play that.
Yeah, It Takes Two is set for March 26, 2021. Also coming out March 2021 is Disco Elysium: The Final Cut, which also looks like a phenomenal game. By the way, it's gonna be in my PlayStation. I'll say that much.
I was playing it.
Ruin.
Oh yeah, that's the game. I thought that was I don't know if y'all remember an old game called Sanitarium. It was for Windows.
Yeah.
That's what I thought it was. I was like, wait a minute, they not about to bring that game back, but.
Yeah. Also mentioning Ruin King, a League of Legends story, which actually looks pretty nice. Actually, it looks like something I would play. Endless Dungeon, Evil West. All those titles are to be determined. No specific dates are set for those yet. Then Oddworld Soulstorm is finally getting a confirmed window for launch in spring of 2021. Also, we got Hood, Outlaws and Legends coming in May 10th, 2021. And then Near Replicant version 1.22474487139. How did I not get tongue-tied that time?
Way to go, dude.
Is set to come out April 23rd, 2021. Back for Blood. Yes. Hype.
Just to be from the Left 4 Dead crew. Like,
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No set date for it. I'm enrolled in the alpha, which I guess
Nice.
I gotta spend some time away from Cyberpunk to check this out. The alpha starts on the 17th of in 2 days actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Outriders, which actually I wasn't really impressed with Outriders until I saw this newest trailer for it, and now I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's see what's going on. That comes out February 2nd, 2021. Shady Part of Me is out now on PlayStation Store, so check that out. And then we've got Scavengers, which Scavengers, that's been one of those games that's been in development for a while. You know, it's fair. As a matter of fact, I've heard like it's been talked about for like the last 3 years. So they actually have seen something on it. Was pretty cool. I think the open beta is getting ready to happen for that game, but we don't know when the actual date for release on that one game is yet. Open Roads. What did you guys think of that trailer? Because I thought it was cool. It was the two women on the road trip. It was cartoon stylized and stuff like that.
Oh, Open Road 69. Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Open Roads.
Okay.
Open Road 69. I'll have to Google that later.
Sorry. Am I? Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Well, we'll see where that's going.
I'm bad. I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's why I was like, well, we know where this conversation going.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. Yeah, look that one up real fast. Okay, Crimson Desert.
Which one?
Open Roads the game. Open Roads the game.
Because I'm about the other thing, and it's amazing.
I think it looks amazing too, actually. And I also like the storyboard games. So like games like Life is Strange and stuff like that. Tell Me Why and all this stuff. Yeah, it's probably gonna wind up in my system. Let's see. Okay, so Crimson Desert. The game looks interesting, but they about murdered us with that 4.5-minute trailer. And the other thing that kind of bothered me about the trailer is like, damn, like y'all could have put some more polished like gameplay in it, you know, not a game that's moving at 15 to 20 frames, and you know, it looks interesting. We just got a ways to go, but they also have a ways to go because that's scheduled to come out fourth quarter of 2021. And last but not least is Returnal, which is actually one of my must buys for PS5 after already having Miles Morales. So that's pretty much the games that were showcased at the Game Awards that we know are coming to the PlayStation. There are other titles that I did not mention, but unfortunately, as of right now, they have not had any announcements or any plans to come to any of the PlayStation consoles at this time. They might show up in the future, you know, depending on like exclusivity deals and things like that, but there's the list for everything that we know that the Game Awards announced. And the Game Awards did us a service because I mean I noticed there were a lot of games that I didn't expect to have a PlayStation logo at the end of the trailer. I was like, oh, that's an Xbox game. Oh, that's a Nintendo game. You know, stuff like that, you know. All right. So before we wrap this up, it's time to talk about Spider-Man Miles Morales. We have an unofficial Boss Rush Games review of Spider-Man Miles Morales for both the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5. Logan, if you want to go first with the PS4 version, I will follow up with the PS5 version.
Mm-hmm. Remind me, are we doing spoilers?
The game came out November 12th? The game was a launch title. What is it? December 15th right now as of the time of this airing. Mild spoilers. Don't give everything away, but mild spoilers.
Okay, Nellie, if I spoil too much, let me know.
Oh, Nellie, do you want us to spoil
Nellie,
the game for us?
Muted. You're muted.
You're not muted.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
If you don't want,
Anyway, I'm gonna play it.
If you don't want us to spoil, okay. So mild spoilers are ahead. So you know now's the chance to check out.
This game is perfect, y'all. Like, it storyline, the pacing, the new abilities with the camouflage, and then the Venom power. Interesting that they named it Venom power.
Yeah, right.
Everything was just so well timed. What I loved about this game more than what I loved about in the original Spider-Man was having Genki, having Spider-Man's or Miles Morales' best friend in this, having to play as big of a role as he did. I thought it was really cool. I love the idea of the app and everything, the Spider-Man app. This game felt like it was made with more heart than the original Spider-Man, and I say that lovingly because this game felt like it was the perfect iteration of Miles Morales, but in a different way that we've seen. And then this is the credit I give to Spider-Man PS4 was that it was a different take on Peter Parker than what we've seen in the past. Same with Miles Morales. So he is the neighborhood Spider-Man, but he's specifically Harlem's Spider-Man. And the community embraces him. He doesn't have Triple J going off on him constantly. You know, he has a community that backs him. There's a scene in the finale where he's maskless for a second. The reporters are trying to get a shot, and the crowd comes up and blocks their view. I thought that was such a powerful moment.
You know that part.
You see,
that part reminded me of in the second Spider-Man movie when he was doing everything in his power to keep that subway train from derailing, and the people actually picked him up, brought him back to safety, and then put his mask back on for him. It was like a call out, you know.
But it was such a cool moment too, because I mean, you think about it too. Miles is hard throughout this whole thing. He says this constantly throughout the game, and this is what really stuck with me, is that he doesn't have a choice. He's Spider-Man. He has to fight for what's good. He has to fight for the common way. And the relationship with him and Finn being the Tinkerer was, I mean, you could see it coming.
Yeah. But
it was just so well done. And her relationship with Miles, and when she discovers that he's Miles Morales, is these were really big, huge moments within the game. And the story was so well done. You get a throwaway villain with rocks on guys, but yeah, go ahead.
I'm actually shocked that it didn't win any awards, the Game Awards. I'm actually shocked.
Well, because it wasn't really nominated for much.
Well, no,
voice acting.
Voice acting, yeah, which kind of pisses me off, because I was like, okay, you had enough to put it in for voice acting in one other category, but it couldn't. The game was too new, and that's the other problem I have with the Game Awards. There's no set criteria.
This should have been in for Game of the Year over Doom Eternal. I love Doom Eternal, but this is a better game. There's just so much in this game that I came away from beating the finale, right? There's a big moment in the finale. I won't spoil that. And then I went and I did this little side mission, which LeRon needs to do. It's really great. But I just came emotionally drained from that game it had so much heart in it. There's so much of Miles' dad. And you don't realize how big of an influence his Miles' dad was on him. And you come away with just this is a perfect game.
Yeah, I agree. As a matter of fact, you know what? This is the one thing that Sony continues to excel at: the single player story based experience. And you know what? If you are a gamer that loves this stuff, this is definitely the game worth buying. I mean, it's $50 if you just want the follow up to Spider-Man, but it's $70 if you want the Ultimate Edition that gets the remastered versions of the remastered version of the original Spider-Man game plus Miles Morales and stuff like that. And no matter which way you put it, it's money well spent, in my opinion. I can't speak enough about the story, gameplay. I hadn't played the original Spider-Man in almost 2 years, and so picking up Miles Morales, and all of a sudden it's like boom, boom, boom. I'm doing the same exact things and stuff, but now there's a twist and stuff like that because it's a teenager, and he's kind of smart alecky, but at the same time he still doesn't know his own potential and things like that, and it was cool. I love the mechanics of the game, all the way down to what you can do in the game, plus the feedback that you get from the PlayStation 5 controller. Man, it's crazy. And it got to a point where sometimes I'm expecting the controller to do something and it doesn't do something. And the first thing I'm like, is my controller broken and stuff? Like the okay, so the elephant in the room is how's it look on PS5? It has two different types of mode. It has performance mode, which basically is like like pushing the tech to where like you're getting the 60 frames per second experience, 4K and all that stuff and things like that. Performance mode is great, but I tell you what, fidelity mode with the ray tracing and stuff on, that was I started the game in fidelity mode just to see what it would look like because I was like I just want to see how much different it is. It automatically cuts the frame rate down to 30 frames per second, and I thought I was gonna have a problem with that, but I didn't. I honestly didn't. I turned on performance mode in the middle of the first act, played about 5 minutes in performance mode, immediately put it right back to fidelity mode. The game looks gorgeous, and whether you play it in those modes or not, whether one mode or the other, it's still a gorgeous game. It looks great. It plays fine. It plays just like
Even in PS4, it looks incredible. I mean, it's still a beautiful New York, and it's New York at winter time too.
Oh yeah,
and there's nothing more prettier than that.
And you know what? Speaking of the Spider-Man app, I thought that was cool because like that's definitely a teenage thing, like being on your phone all the time. So like it's crazy, like swiping left on your touchpad and bringing up the app on your phone and stuff, and just doing all this stuff. Like people are actually calling Spider-Man for help and stuff like that.
Right.
And then you being the man, you go and answer the calls and stuff like that, and man. It's so fun. I enjoyed it. And I'm sitting here thinking, I was breezing through it earlier, so I paused my gameplay on it, and then when Cyberpunk came out, I was like, oh, I gotta beat this game. And I was like, oh, I'm not anywhere close to the end. I thought I was at the end, and what the hell's going on? There's so much story. Like there's so much story.
There's one thing I wanted to ask you about too is the Prowler. We haven't talked about the Prowler in this game yet.
I didn't know if we should mention it, but I'm glad you brought him up.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Because as long as we don't give away what happens at the end,
I
think the end is kind of monumental. I loved how they brought his Uncle Aaron into this.
Yes.
I thought that was one of the most perfect ways to subtly do it and get it in there. And then when he finds out that his uncle's the Prowler, that's really a set of my favorite missions was actually have you done the mixtape? Where you're going around New York and you're capturing the different sounds. I'm
doing that one, but I kind of pushed that one off to the side so I could beat the game. Like
it's difficult. It
is. Yeah.
It's such a cool mission, and the suit you get for completing that one's pretty dope too. His story was interesting in that it wasn't the Uncle Aaron story that we were used to, and I think the mixtapes tell a different story of it as well. It really shows who his dad was too, and how his dad and Aaron were just so close together. Yeah. And then just separate paths, go different ways. I do like that Insomniac is taking their own license with the Spider-Man franchise, because the stuff that we saw in the original Spider-Man game kind of fits with the overall canon that we're used to in like the Spider-Man comic books and the movies and stuff like that, but it went its own path, and same thing's going for Miles Morales, because I was honestly expecting same thing, like origin stories from both the comics as well as Into the Spider-Verse, and I kind of got a blending of the two, and I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm not even a big Spider-Man person, but like sometimes what draws you to these franchises, these gaming franchises, is your familiarity with the original sources and stuff like that. So yeah, like it was nice seeing like a different spin on what's going on. I'll go ahead and say this. This is not a spoiler. I'll go ahead and say this. I was kind of upset Spider-Gwen wasn't in the game. I feel like they might be setting that up though, because the ending of the game is kind of a shocker. We're not spoiling the ending for you at all. We're not. It's so. The other thing I loved about this game is actual Peter Parker's part in it.
Yeah.
Although Insomniac changed his face back. That's not my Peter Parker. Like
I finally got used to it. When I realized I finally got used to it though. It was when he had the flashback of him and Finn at the Oscorp science.
And then he runs into Doc Ock, and
yeah. That was really cool. That was when I realized I no longer had a problem with his face.
I still don't like him. His thing throughout this was really cool. This is how you get Spider-Man out of the city for a little bit. Okay, he's following MJ, but then he's still checking in every now and then. He's still being Pete. I thought that was really, really cool. And you also, I think, they're also so slowly setting up that story of without Aunt May anymore, it's a different Peter Parker too. I mean, he's changed
mature.
a little bit.
He's
His
mature.
mentality's different.
Yeah.
I can't say enough great things about this game. I thought it was unbelievable.
Yeah. We giving a letter grade or a number score?
Let's give it a letter grade.
Okay. A plus.
Yeah.
A plus.
Yeah. A. The only issue I had was the soundtrack is good.
Mm-hmm.
But I caught myself putting on the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack a little bit more. I love that soundtrack to death. And my issue is actually with an artist that I work with every now and then through Christian concerts, Lecrae. I love your 2 songs that you have in this game, but like you're trying to compete with what they did in Into the Spider-Verse, man, and it doesn't work the same.
Oh,
I mean,
you know what? It's good you mentioned that because, man, the freaking end roll credits, the song plus the presentation they put together. You know what? And I will say this, like, okay, I'm pretty sure that Insomniac was taking cues as like have this feel like an MCU. One, not being an MCU, because I mean, like, just the presentation overall was just amazing, and it was basically like watching like the end rolls of all the MCU movies where you have like the statuesque figures and you see the names of the cast and stuff, and you see it's actually a scene from the game, but it's a different interpretation of it, kind of like the ending credits of all the Mandalorian episodes.
The other thing I want to give Insomniac a shout out. Thank you for not bringing every one of the Sinister Six back, and thank you for just bringing Rhino back.
Yes.
Because those battles were fun. There is one when he's in the souped up armor I had a blast with. And being able to ride Rhino in this movie is fantastic.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of villains, you know what? I gotta say, Simon Krieger was a very likable villain for me.
Yeah.
I liked the villain. And you know what? I've always had a thing where like I enjoy a good villain. I do. And you know, a video game villain is always kind of hard to nail because, you know, like most of the times they want to make them as dastardly as possible, so it gives you a reason to get to the end and, like, you know, like punch their ticket in and stuff like that. But man, like Simon Krieger, like in the last fight that you had with the Tinkerer, and you're in one of the Rock Slime buildings, and Krieger is commentating over the intercom.
It's fantastic. But to your credit too, LeRon, they did the MCU thing. They've made me really care about the Tinkerer.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
Because
the Tinkerer wasn't the actual villain of the story. The Tinkerer was the anti-hero.
Yeah, she was the anti-hero, and they gave her validation for being who she was, and it worked so well. And there's a part in the story where you think Miles might convert, he might switch sides.
Yeah. And
then he hits you with that simple, "No, I'm Spider-Man. I don't get a choice.
I have to be above this."
And it's like, God dang, for a young kid who's maybe 16, 17 years old in this game, to have that realization, to have that maturity, and be able to make those decisions, like, that's inspiring as hell.
Yes. Yeah, for real. All right. Well, there's our take on it. Like, it's a must have for your PlayStation 5. And yeah, you know what? We understand, like, PlayStation 5 is scarce right now, but as soon as you get your hands on one, you will not be disappointed in the money you spent on this. And it's got the New Game Plus option, which means you can go right back in, do everything all over again, keep your same powers, but there's some bonus powers you get when you get into the New Game Plus. You unlock some new abilities and stuff like that. So,
and don't forget to unlock Spider-Cat.
Yes.
The best.
Yeah. Yes. So that's
why I'm excited for it.
There's replay factor galore in this game. Like, you'll at least want to play this game twice.
Nellie, the Spider-Cat, can also help you on finishers, and it's fantastic.
Yep. Yes.
You electrocute people, and it's so cool.
It's an orange tabby, so yes.
Yeah.
I'm all for it.
All right, so that's me and Logan's review on Spider-Man Miles Morales. Like we can't say enough good things about it. Like we're being completely honest with you. We would not tell you spend money on a stinker. We won't. All right, so given that, what games have we been playing? It's time for the wrap up.
I started, of course, Cyberpunk, and I am towards the end of Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Nelly. You're playing Cyberpunk on what system?
PS4
PS4 base or Pro?
Pro.
You play on the Pro. How's
Yes.
Okay, so you're getting a more elevated experience than the actual base gamers are playing. Are you experiencing any problems that still PlayStation gamers are saying they're experiencing? I'm curious.
I've had frame drops during cutscenes, but that's really about it.
You've had frame drops during cutscenes?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting because I hear a lot of the frame drops in that game happen, in not in character dense scenes, like like when you're like out in like the town and like there's like 20 million people. I've heard the worst frame drops happen when you're in cars.
No, I didn't have to. Well, Oh, you talking about like that little third-person view over?
Yeah, when you're driving and stuff. Yeah, not when you're the passenger in the car, and but no, like when you're actually controlling the car yourself and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. So I just touched on it. I haven't gotten that far. We're gonna see.
All right,
but I've noticed the frame drops during like the opening cutscenes. I was like, it's kind of choppy right here.
I'll be honest with you. Even on PC, I've noticed frame drops in cutscenes, but it's not. But I have hardware on my side, so it's not bad. But it's noticeable for me. Like honestly, when you get to a certain part in gaming, you start to peak these things. Like you start to notice these things. It's not as bad. It's not as ignorable as it was like back in the NES days when the game had slowdown. You just thought that was a part of the game. When you have like 7 trillion bullets coming at you and Contra and the game slowing down, you're like, oh, this is giving me the opportunity to like weave through all these bullets and stuff. You're not realizing they're respecting the hardware at that point.
Yeah, but I mean, I can get past it. I'm still having a good time.
Okay.
But I played. I'm actually gonna dive into it like right after we're done.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm gonna spend a little bit of time. If I'm not, I can't spend as much time on it because tomorrow's a gym day, which means I gotta be up early. But yeah, Logan, what you playing?
Kate Bishop DLC and Avengers.
Okay, how was that?
Loving it. God, I love it. Ashley Birch, my girl, killing it, y'all. She's having a year.
Ashley, yes.
She's also on. We Have Cool Friends on Kind of Funny this week, so check that out. It's a really good episode. She absolutely crushes it, Kate Bishop, but this game just keeps getting more and more redeeming factors for me to forgive it. And I really didn't have that bad of an experience with it either. But
Avengers, right? Avengers.
Yeah, this is proof of why this game, you need to pick it up. It's on sale right now. You can grab it, $30 right now. It's got play value.
Mm-hmm.
This whole Hawkeye storyline with Kate Bishop too was fantastic. The story just hits really well. I've been streaming it too. I'll be streaming it next week a lot. So follow Land Party on BRG on Twitch if you want to see some more playthrough of it. But I convinced Ed to play it. Ed watched my gameplay.
Wait, what? The biggest naysayer of the man. He had so many words about Avengers.
I finally got him to play it because I showed him. What did I do? I did a harm room training module, and I had set it up a few different ways, and I was trying to just get a little taste of what Kate was doing before I dove into the story, and I'm like, okay, I'll dive into a harm room. I set it with 10 different levels, 10 different waves, and he's like, oh, this is fun. Like, and it was one of those things too where I was bouncing an arrow off Cap's shield to make shots. There was some really cool stuff going on with it, and it was a ton of fun.
Here's what I know about Ed. Ed is no. This is nothing bad. Ed is a show, not tell type of person. He is. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I'm one of those people like the proof is in the pudding, and the only way to know the proof is to eat the pudding. the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Yeah, it's so good though. It just hits on every level. And I'm playing Red Dead Redemption Online 2 again. Sitting there with the beer and an accent, just playing this game like crazy, man. Like, let me tell you what, it's a great game.
Okay, so this is really easy for me. Cyberpunk.
Attaboy.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, and you know what? I'm probably gonna be one of those people that pump 120 hours into this game. This is probably what I'm going to be doing until Monster Hunter Rise comes out.
Are there too many dildos? Is there just enough dildos, or could there be more dildos for you?
Okay, so this is why I'm waiting for our Boss Rush Active Dark show. We almost had a sneak preview of one like 2 weekends ago, wasn't it? Was it 2 weekends ago?
I thought it was like this.
Yeah, it wasn't
last Saturday. Yeah, it wasn't last Saturday. It was Saturday before last.
Oh.
Yeah, like we were waiting. We're not gonna call any names out, but there are some people who did not show up, and they were like the key to it.
There was some edibles taken. I was ready to go.
Yeah, I was like, we're gonna have our adult boss rush, but it's coming. It's coming. But going back to your question about the dildos, I feel like there could be a few more. Like in all seriousness, I haven't even gotten to the point where we're seeing all the sexy stuff yet, besides the character creation screen stuff. But I do know there is there are scenes of sexual engagement in the game. I do know that. And yes, I'm just going to go ahead and save it for. I'm just going to go ahead and save you guys from discovery right now. Like if LGBTQ stuff is not your thing, like you don't like seeing it, be prepared. You're going to see it in this game. You are. But
you're going to see everything.
But I feel like in the year 2077 we should be much more liberated about our sexual everything by that point.
Bernie Sanders will finally be president. He's gonna have.
He'll be a head in a jar, but he'll be president. But no. And when I say we'll be more sexually liberal, and in that time, I don't mean that everybody's just gonna be bisexual or whatever. I just mean that we're not gonna have like this holy puritanic like thought style about sexuality and stuff like that. So yeah,
it's just gonna be part of common day work.
Exactly. So yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 is dominating my life. I spent the entire weekend finishing up Miles Morales, so you would not threaten to murder me anymore, Logan.
I didn't threaten. I mean, it was a. I would send my bodyguard, Austin, and because he's lactose intolerant, he would eat a lot of cheese. He would eat a lot of dairy. And then he just come over, and if you felt like, some have compared it to Saddam Hussein's gas mask. It's just as bad.
Nellie, you remember Austin was like, "Hey, Logan wants to know if you finished the game." Remember that? He said that on show. Remember that one?
I never said that. I never told him to do that. He did that completely voluntarily. Like, I think I messaged you once about it. I was like, okay, cool. Whenever you get it finished, we'll do a spoiler cast. Cool.
And on the
I think I mentioned in
Actually,
passing.
I wasn't agreeing.
Hey,
I'm listening.
Yeah, we were gonna do. I think I mentioned in passing, like we were gonna do a spoiler cast, or I was gonna come on Crossroads again. I didn't know what was gonna happen, but I was like, yeah, as soon as LeRon finishes it, then we'll be good to go. Cool.
And it's perfect. It's perfect. I finished it by the time you came back to the show. So yeah, I enjoyed it though. So yeah, but Cyberpunk is pretty much going to be it. Like I'm officially off of Monster Hunter now, because Cyberpunk is the reason why like my computer is putting in the work now. And yes, I will say for the PC version, I've ran across one glitch, but it wasn't a game breaking glitch for me. But it was kind of weird. You know the beginning portion where you rescue Home Chick, from that chop house, and yeah. Okay, so I had this thing going on where like I guess the collision physics weren't working right, because when I picked up her body would start flipping. So yeah, I ultimately wound up seeing all of her anatomy. If you get my drift, yeah. So I saw all the adult parts.
Wow. And then
I saw the adult parts you technically weren't supposed to see. That's what I'm saying, because the way that scene's presented, like yeah, you're gonna see her top half, but you're not supposed to see her bottom half. Well, I saw all that.
And then like the paramedic, he gets mad and pushes you. Yeah. Okay.
Which I was like, rude.
I love that part.
Like, rude. Like, we're the reason why you were able to save her ass.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think I just kind of spoiled a little bit for anybody that's listening.
No. Anyone that's seen the 45-minute, anyone that saw the 45-minute CD Projekt Red, it was part of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. All right. So that's our show for tonight. We'll be back the week after the Christmas holiday for our end of the year wrap up. We'd like to say thanks for tuning in to the Crossroads PlayStation Podcast, and for everyone out there to have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Holidays, or whatever festive activity you and your loved ones recognize at this time of the year. As a reminder, head over to BossRushGames.com and take a look at the content Boss Rush has to offer. Look at all of it. The team at Arsenal X is delivering their impressions on CP Cyberpunk 2077 in episode 121. It was a packed house for last week's Boss Rush podcast, the team talking about BioWare's leadership changes, as well as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and that was in episode 73 of the Boss Rush podcast. And also don't forget about other shows and editorials that you can find on the site. You can chat with us and keep the conversation going over at Twitter at PS_crosswords, where we hold it down with more news and events and topics, and every now and then Corey pops into that to just to say, hey, we'll hang out, what's up, you know. Alright, so that's it. The Boss Rush Games family wants you all to have a great night and go out there and play games. Be better. Have a great night, and we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Take care, y'all.
Adios.
Peace out.